Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know, ask you every single time, why? Because we are building a tribe, we are building a community. So of course I'm going to invite everybody in. And let me tell you, if you decide to become a part of this community, this tribe, you're going to be a part of the best community on these internet streets. And I am not just bragging. I am not. And if you think I am, go in the comments, talk to someone. I promise you, you're going to be impressed. And when you come out of the comments and you want to be a part of this community, you know what you need to do? Go down there in those settings. Look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And I do pop in quite a bit. Also, give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. Y'all, I am giving it the 2-piece and the biscuit. I am winning, and it's all because of y'all going in and giving me a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I just want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. I know it can be tedious. I know it can be a little hard, but let me tell you, it means so much, and it definitely helps the channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, look over there in the other corner. That's our super thanks. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some shout outs. We do. And first up is Annette Sweat. What can I say about Annette? She is a ride or die. She is always supporting. She is always in those comments dropping her knowledge. Annette is just a huge part of this community. And let me tell you, I am so grateful to have her. So thank you, Annette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. That means so much. And also, Tiger Mommy came through. Yes, she did. Tiger Mommy is everything. She is a ride or die as well. She is always coming through with the support. She is a huge part of this community, a cornerstone of this community. And let me tell you, she's always in those comments dropping the knowledge and making me laugh. I'm telling you, she's everything. So thank you, Tiger Mommy. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, I'm going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all, I want to give another quick shout out to Annette Sweat, who is everything, and Tiger Mommy, who is everything as well. And just say thank you. Thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, yes, that's what means the most to me, that you are here and a part of this community. That is everything to me. All right, y'all know when I am putting the read together, it's time for the read. And when I'm putting it together, y'all know what I do. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly what I have done. I've been over to TikTok. I went to Instagram, see what the Instagram squatties was up to, see what Meghan was up to. It's not so much out of Meghan. And also, I went to, of course, X, formerly known as Twitter. I call it the sewer to see what the squatties over there are doing. And they are still on both platforms. I didn't go to Blue Sky now. Let me be honest. I didn't go to Blue Sky and I didn't go to Spoutable. Really got to make an effort to go over there to Spoutable. I'm a creature of habit, so I got to make it a habit to do that as well. But I digress. Like I said, the squatties, they are dragging everybody that need to be drugged. Yes, they are still dragging that old horrible Camilla Tominey. They're dragging William and Kate. They're dragging Charles. They're dragging the New York Post. They're dragging the Daily Fail. They're still dragging that old awful no neck Sarah Vine because she had the nerve to write another article today. That thing, ooh, mm, God knows who to give a neck to. That's all I'm saying. He knows who to give a neck to and who not to give a neck to. I just put it that way. She is vile. And we just have a lot to talk about. We do, because our boy Harry has pulled another James Bond play. I mean, just dip right on into Angola, and nobody even knew he had dipped. Yes, I thought he was over there with Harry, with Meghan and the kids on vacation somewhere. Harry done dipped over there to Angola and following in his mom's footsteps and just being the consistent person that he is. The Halo Trust, he has been a patron of the Halo Trust since 2013. Harry always follows through. I heard that was one of the problems that they had with him at the palace. This was way before Meghan, that Harry always was result oriented. He always wanted to make a difference. It wasn't about the money shot for him like the others. He actually wanted to help people. Yes. So here he is doing exactly that, and being there consistently. Look how long he's been with Well Child. I think equally as long. Yes, I think this was Well Child. This is what, his 10th anniversary with Well Child. And we all know that it was supposed to be his 20th year coming up for Cinnabale, and he would still be there if it weren't for that. Oh, well, I'm not gonna get into it. But yes, this is who Harry is. So we're gonna talk about his trip to Angola. And we have a whole lot of other stuff. Meghan has gotten some good news about her wine. Yes, people are loving it. And so, like I said, we got quite a few things to talk about. And I'm going to start with this. And I'm going to put it up. And this particular squad is talking about how Harry moves with, in silence. He does. And you never know where he is going to pop up. He pulled that James Bond move. They keep saying they're looking for a new James Bond. Well, here he is. Here he is right here. And his name is Prince Henry of Wales. Yes, yes, yes. Or you can just call him the Duke. Because Harry pulls it off, doesn't he? He really does. This particular squad, he said, Mr. Slip and Slide has done it again. Or should I call him a smooth operator? One thing is for sure, he definitely knows how to stay below the radar. I know he feels good that he doesn't have to associate with the toxic rotor rats. No spying on him, and can deny them access. And that's exactly what he did. He said no. And let me tell you, it wasn't because it wasn't a lot of press there. Yes, it was a huge amount of press because when he met with the president of Angola, you could see the light bulbs flashing. Yes, it was plenty of press there. He just did not allow the British press. And my thoughts on that is, why are they still asking for access? He made himself perfectly clear when he left that island nation over there. He made it so clear to that press over there that he was not gonna F with them like that no more. You know, he just do not F with them, which I find so delicious because they cannot help themselves. They can't. How are you going to ask somebody that you have done nothing but try to destroy their lives and the lives of the people that they love, especially his wife, and you want access? Really? The audacity. It's the audacity for me. I'm just saying. And one thing about Harry and Meghan, but we're specifically talking about Harry right now, is that they bring the shine, the light to whatever cause they are trumpeting at the time. Look how much press Harry got for the Halo Trust. He even got a whole segment on Good Morning America this morning about the Halo Trust. And I saw so many news organizations around the world, some from Japan, some, I mean, even from the Philippines. I promise you, squatties are posting them and they're coming down my timeline. This is the star power that Harry has and brings to every cause that he trumpets. I'm telling you, we all know that it's no other role can do that. No other role besides Meghan can do that. That's why they were outside begging for access because they know that Harry brings the shine. And that's why they're so desperate to have him back because none of those left behinds could ever do that. We all know that Peggy has Earth Flop every year and nobody pays any attention. He has to literally pay stars to attend that Earth Flop disaster. Most of them don't even know why they're there. They're just waiting for the check to be cut, then cleared. And we found that out in real time when he was over there in South Africa for the last Earth Flop. And some reporter, I don't know who this person was, but it was delicious, put a mic in Heidi Klum's face and asked her about Earth Flop. And she admitted that she didn't know anything about it. She did not know anything about it until they contacted her office. Yes, yes, yes. This is how sincere Peggy is. He doesn't even bring people to his organization that actually cares about what he is campaigning for. All he wants is the money shot. And he brings people there who only care about the money shot, the red carpet, the check being cut and clearing. That's it. I just love it for him because he's so shallow. He really is. And it shows. It really, really does. And this was a repost, and the original post said Prince Harry is on a mission to raise awareness about the deadly threat of landmines worldwide, following in the footsteps of his mother, Princess Diana, who famously championed the cause. Hashtag Prince Harry, hashtag the Halo Trust. Yes, yes, yes. And like I said, they did a whole segment on Good Morning America. They did. And then this squatty came in and reposted that and said, Prince Harry making international news, raising awareness on an important matter for the hashtag Halo Trust. Without tax funding is why the royal family continues to attack him and Meghan through their royal reporters under the guise of palace sources. And all I can say is, where is the lie? Because that's exactly what they do. Charles has his flying monkeys and William has his flying monkeys. And one thing that those two groups of flying monkeys have in common, and that is they want to destroy Harry and Meghan on behalf of their primary, whether it's Peggy or Charles. They want to destroy Harry and Meghan. That's one thing that they can agree upon. Now they fight each other, but all of them fight Harry and Meghan. And we have saw it in real time. It has absolutely played out in these past 6 years. And I'm telling you, but they can't do anything with Harry and Meghan. They cannot do anything with Harry and Meghan because at the end of the day, Harry and Meghan can bring the eyeballs, just like Harry is doing here. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And here's Harry. Yes, Harry is out and about in Angola, doing his work, doing what he loves. And you can see it in him. You can see the joy in him when he's out helping people, when he is out doing things that's going to really change and shape people's lives in a positive way. Yes, you can just see it in his face. He's definitely not there for the money shot. And this particular squatty posted these pictures. Aren't they beautiful pictures? And said, Prince Harry meets families in the villages facing the daily dangers of landmines. Can you imagine living somewhere that you can just go and get some water or go visit a neighbor and you're changed forever? You're missing a leg, you're missing a foot. Your child is playing outside and wanders off a little too far, and you find out that they have been maimed and by these landmines. This is very important work, and it helps so many people. And I just really, really love that Harry has continued on since 2013. These derangers are on these internet streets trying to say that Harry's just, he is just trying to get a money shot. He doesn't care about what's going on here. Harry been doing this since 2013. 2013. Show me something that Peggy and Kitty has been involved with since 2013 and consistently go back every year. Because don't forget, the Halo Trust was in New York City last year when Harry was up there doing UN Week. Yes, Harry is not new to this. He is true to this. And I just love it. I do. And like I said, he's not there for the money shot, but boy, these are some great pictures. I love it. I love beautiful pictures with purpose and work behind them. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And look at Harry. Harry loves the children, doesn't he? He loves the children and he's there playing with the kids. And I just love it. See, Harry is happy doing his work. He is not worried about where the camera is. He's worried about these children's lives. He has a genuine heart. He has a heart. I remember my grandmother used to say she had a heart, not a stone, where a heart is supposed to be. And that is Harry. Harry has a heart, not a stone, where a heart is supposed to be. But we can say something different about them left behinds over there. We saw it in full display, and it looks like it's being passed on to the next generation. if you know what I mean. But look at Harry. Oh my goodness. And this particular squatty said, Harry's looking buff in Angola. This particular squatty is joning on Harry. She is. She joning on Harry. But Harry does look good. And he always look good when he is surrounded by people he is trying to help and actively helping. I just love it. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And Harry took that famous walk, the same walk that his mother did in 1997. Yes, Harry picked up the torch and has not put it down since 2013. I keep saying that because it is people who need to hear that. I'm telling you, on these internet streets, these derangers, these trolls, these ugly old skanks and wait a minute, let me get it straight. All of these ugly old hags and toadies really feel like that they can try to comfort Harry every time. And Harry has been doing this since 2013. Where was all this energy for Harry doing his work back in 2013? Where was it? It was none, because at the time he was not married to Meghan. He was not married to a woman of color. No, he was not. And they still thought that they had a chance with him. Oh, no neck Sarah Vine, or flat face Camilla Tominey. All of them really still thought that they had a chance with Harry. And then when Meghan came along, that right there, it did it for a lot of trolls. Now that they know that they no longer had a chance with Harry. And Harry said he had saw millions of women going by, and he said Meghan is the one that shattered the conveyor belt. Yeah, so I don't know who these trolls think they are, but I'm sure that they have never shattered a conveyor belt for anybody, including the men that they have in their lives. They are just, those women like the ones in the bar that gets better looking the more you drink. Yeah, that's the way they are. They are the kind that get took home at the end of the night when a lot of drinks have gone down. But I digress. This particular squad said, like mother, like son. Yes. Diana would be so proud. She really would. And I don't usually put words in dead people's mouths, but I say that because if Harry was my son, I would be very, very proud. I really would be proud of him. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said Prince Harry was on another continent and the royal family didn't know. So they couldn't leak it to the British tabloids. So please know whenever they say that they have sources from Harry and Meghan, they're lying. And all I can say to that is no truer words have been spoken, because that's all they do is lie and think things up, pull stuff out of their butt, and tag it as a palace source or someone in Harry and Meghan's camp, a source from Harry and Meghan. Knowing to Harry and Meghan don't F with them like that. Not at all. How you gonna get a source? That's ridiculous. So I agree with this particular squatty. And y'all know what I was thinking. What if Harry did his connecting flight from Heathrow? The one that, to fly into Angola, and none of the flying monkeys knew anything about it. Now that would be a James Bond move, wouldn't it? If Harry actually flew into London and got a connecting flight to Angola and they never even knew anything about it. I'm wondering if it is a reader, y'all tell me. Tell me what y'all think. Do you have to have a connecting flight in London to fly to Angola? I wonder. But if so, Harry pulled off a boss move. He really did. He pulled off a boss move. I would love to know. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty posted this from the Telegraph. And Victoria Ward wrote it. I did not go to try to find the article or anything like that, so I can't recommend the article. But it says Sussexes did not leak details of meeting with King's aides. Well, we all know who did it. But I am shocked that this popped up because usually they want to go with the bull hockey. Yes, they want to go with the BS and try to pretend like Harry is leaking to these folks where he doesn't even want them in his presence. Why would he leak to them? So this was a little surprising to me. Like I said, I did not read the article because y'all know they'll put something in a title and the article is about something totally different and probably just going in on Harry and Meghan. But I am shocked by the title. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But the squatty that posted this said this: reconciliation. Prince Harry has said that true reconciliation only comes with acceptance and change. Sadly, King Charles will never change. Where is it? And I'm looking for the lie. Where is it? Y'all remember when this first broke? I said it was a setup then. I knew Charles was not sincere in this at all because when they want to keep something private, they keep it private. This is not something they wanted to keep private. They wanted it to be public. He sold Harry out again, yet again. And in that podcast where I said it was a setup, I also said a snake is a snake is a snake. A snake will never stop being a snake. And then my next podcast was a snake is a snake. And all I can say is, isn't that true? Is it not true? As more of this comes out, it's a setup. It's just what I said it was. It was a setup, and a snake is a snake. And this particular squatty goes on to say, Mark Boland may be long gone, but Charles will also continue to prove himself unfatherly and untrustworthy. If Harry comments and explains that against Charles' untruthful briefings, then Charles will get his reporting team to label Harry as one not to be trusted. Yet, even in the so-called peace talks, Charles leaks this to the Daily Fail in order to beat the bad dad allegations with the public and potentially at the cost of said peace talks with his beloved son. And we all know we have to put that in hashtags. And it says, Prince Harry, please beware of your wretched family. Have your wits about you, I beg. I beg also. Well, like I said, I have said it from the beginning. A snake is a snake is a snake. They're always going to be a snake. You can love them. You can absolutely bring them into your home. You can do everything to make amends with them. But it's not going to change the fact that they're a snake and they're going to do snaky things. They are, just like this. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up, and this popped up in the Daily Beast, and it's the same thing that we have been talking about. These peace talks were not meant to be successful. They were meant to be seen. They were meant for PR, good PR for Charles. They were meant to get Willie Boy in gear, him and his mannequin wife, that they would feel some kind of way that Charles had put out his hand to Harry, and Harry had received it and sent his communication team to talk about this, to try to find a way back. And like I said, Harry did it with good intentions, with the spirit of grace. But we all know every time Harry extends his hand out, they spit in it. And that's exactly what this is about. These talks was not meant to go anywhere. They were meant to try to get some PR. And like I say, to get William in gear. And look at this. It says, Harry and Charles's peace talks quickly descended into a fresh round of recriminations. See, there you have it. Yes, and they know exactly who leaked this. And it says just a day after photos emerged of aides to Prince Harry and King Charles enjoying a cup of tea in London, they are back at each other's throats. Yes, surprise, surprise, surprise. And I knew it was a setup. I knew it. I said it. I called it from the beginning. But I also understand why Harry went through with it. I know it's a lot of squatties who don't understand why he continues to keep his hand out in grace and they come back and spit in it every time. But listen to this. It was a lose-lose situation for Harry. It was no way he was going to win. And they set it up that way. And this is what I think. If Harry didn't send his representative, then it would have been leaked that Charles had reached out to Harry and Harry had rebuffed him and had not wanted to have anything to do with him. And it would have been blazing on the pages of those rags over there, because that would have been leaked straight away. That Harry would not send anybody to talk to Charles, that he did not want to start the process of reconciliation. He was lying when he was saying that on that BBC interview. That's if Harry hadn't sent anybody. Okay, he lost that way. Well, Harry chose to send his chief communications officer, Meredith Mann. And they set him up that way as well, because now Charles is looking like, well, he was, extending his hand out to Harry and on and on and on. And so Charles wins that way and Harry continues to lose. So it was a lose-lose situation for Harry. Harry had to choose the better of two evils, and I think he did, because Harry said what he said on that BBC interview, and he has been consistent through it. And that is the reason why I think we're starting to get some articles about how it wasn't Harry who leaked. And you know that they indicating that it was Charles, because it couldn't be nobody but Charles. It was only two people. It had to be Charles. And so that is the reason why I feel like Harry made the right decision to meet with the snake. But it's all right to meet with a snake. It's all right to talk to a snake. It's all right to play the snake's game. But never ever forget that they are a snake and treat them accordingly. And I think that might be what Harry did. And it was a smart move. Because, like I said, when you're in a lose lose situation, you have to try to pick out which option is a loss, but the better of the two. I'm just saying. And this thing goes on to say, talking about, it says a fledgling royal peace deal between Prince Harry and King Charles lay in ruins Monday after it emerged that the details of the meeting at the London club between their key aides were leaked to the Mail on Sunday. And they know Harry would have nothing to do with the Mail on Sunday. We all know Charles leaked this. His Buckingham Palace, Clarence House leaked this. And it has, to me, I feel like it's backfired on Charles because it shows him to be disingenuous. It shows him to be the person that we thought he was. And I'm telling you, he's getting drugged on these internet streets. Yes. And it shows Harry continually consistently being the gracious person. And he was not lying when he said what he said on the BBC. I'm just saying. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But this is what I'm thinking. And this particular article goes on to insinuate. It does not come out and say, but it goes on to insinuate that yes, it was nobody but Charles. He did that. And yet it's still the reconciliation, the meeting, and everything, it lies in ruins now. Well, whose fault is that? It's Charles. It's Charles' fault. And he didn't quite get what he thought he was going to get out of it. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty said, at this point, Prince Harry has nothing to prove. Where is the lie? Where is it? He has been consistent in everything he has said and done. And he has nothing to prove to anybody. He is who he says he is. And this squatty goes on to say, he took his family away from toxicity. They are now a family of 4 living in the United States and are thriving. Charles, on the other hand, has a monarchy in disarray. His balconies are poor, the crowds are gone, and the British media controls him and Willie. Where is the lie? Well, I tell you what, with the press, I don't know who controls who. It is just it's a mess. I mean, it's as if they all feed off of each other. I mean, I would not be surprised if one of those editors, especially the one from the Daily Fail, wasn't in on this setup. I would not be surprised by it at all. Charles's office, his communication team, they, conspired together to set this up because this is how they roll. This is who these people are. One hand washes the other one. Yes, that's the way they do. It's always a quid pro quo involved in the game that they play over there. I'm just saying. So I wouldn't be surprised by that. I don't know who's controlling who. I think it's just a toxic marriage. It's like 2 physically abusers married to one another. They live together, they interact and are intertwined to the point where all they do is beat the hell out of each other. And that is the relationship I feel that the palace has with the British media. They beat the hell out of each other. They are the worst thing for each other. I mean, that media is the worst thing for that family, and that family is the worst thing for that media. And both are circling the drain. All I can say, squatties, is it is going to be such a wonderful time to be a squatty because we are, all we're going to have to do is to get our popcorn, get our favorite drink, and watch them beat the hell out of each other until both slips down the drain. I'm just saying. right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up, and Victoria Ward is out here posting about the horse. Y'all are not going to believe this. This is why people are starting to turn from this monarchy, because it's such a joke. When stuff like this pops up, you say to yourself, can this be real? Are they kidding me? This is what she posted. She said, the Queen will today be appointed the first female vice admiral in the UK. The honorary appointment is made in recognition of her ongoing support for the Royal Navy and the high regard in which she is held by all. You are kidding me. You have to be kidding me. This is why people are sick of the nonsense. Do you not know that this woman has done nothing but bed hop all her life? And now she is being rewarded as, being the first woman vice admiral of the United Kingdom. I cannot. I just absolutely cannot. But I'll tell you what, I'm not the only one that cannot. When you go under this particular post, they roast her. They drag Camilla. I'm telling you, it is crazy. They even call Camilla an old mattress and have a meme of two mattresses tied to the top of a car, to the roof of a car, and one is flapping in the wind. I'm telling you, saying this old mattress, this is what you are doing. You're awarding her this great honor, what people would have to work years and years and years for, and still some do not achieve. And yet, and still, she has lived her life as a mattress and she gets it for nothing. That is the problem with the royal family. They continue to reward themselves these honors that they don't deserve. They don't do anything for anybody except themselves and take pictures. And then you post, well, not post. I mean, this was also in the paper, it was in the Telegraph. Yes. How does people really feel when they see stuff like this? Like I said, if they feel like the ones that are in the comments, they're not feeling it at all. And this particular squatty came up under it and said, Dear Lord, what an insult and mockery to the armed forces. The former community mattress. Yeah, what that the picture is, what I was telling you, two mattresses tied to the hood. I forgot it was in this post. Yes, two mattresses tied to the hood now. And they said, this former community mattress has done nothing but use the media to scheme her way to the throne and destroy anyone, including her husband's family, who gets in her way. The military deserves better. Where is the lie? Where is it? It is disgraceful, to say the least. But yes, this is what they're up to over there. And then they wonder why they are circling the drain with nonsense like this. And I'm going to put up some of the other responses to this nonsense. Look at this one. This one says, the horse is really the laughing stock of the royal family behind her back by those forced to pretend they care. And for the rest of the world, she removed Diana, the cheating old the cheating old beast will never be loved, not ever. Now, this is just an example of what people are saying. I mean, people are just not feeling this. The whole comment section is just filled up with posts just like this. It is just ridiculous. that they thought that this was a good idea. I'm telling you, like I said, they said Camilla is really a laughing stock of the royal family behind her back by those forced to pretend that they care. And for the rest of the world, she removed Diana. This cheating old beast will never be loved, not ever. And the next one just says gross. And then Not My King said, hell by all, who made this up? Made that up. Can't even believe it. And then this other squatty said, what a load of utter garbage. She never was in the armed forces. Fantasy Island, that is what the UK has become. Will she have a line of fake medals also? Why do they do these stupid things? Exactly. Because this right here is a bad, bad look. Because the Invictus Games are going to happen soon. And people are going to see real heroes, real people who deserve the accolades that they receive, and some that was never given. And then here, this woman who has slept her way to the top, to the tippy tippy top, and they continue to reward her time and time and time again. Ooh, I'm telling you, it's hard to stomach. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this one up, and this was really, really cute. Look like Shonda Rhimes is a fan of our girl, of our Duchess, because she made a little video. I think it was on her Instagram, where she says that she should be writing, but she rather be playing Meghan Markle, and she's outside in her yard. She has chickens too. Does everybody have chickens? Does everybody have chickens now? I guess so, because she's out gathering her eggs. Yes. And this particular squatty posted it and said this is the cutest post. I would love to see Shonda Rhimes and Megan Sussex work on a project together. I should be writing, but I'd rather be playing Meghan Markle. That is exactly what Shonda said. Oh my goodness. And y'all know I love Shonda Rhimes. I love her, love her, love her. And I was such a fan of Scandal. Even though I did not like the way it ended, I love Scandal. Yes, yes, yes. And I like Bridgerton too. I'm not a huge fan of Bridgerton like I was Scandal, but I have watched every episode. I think the first season was the best. So I'm just saying, my opinion. But yeah, Shonda is everything. And I'm gonna put this this particular squatty reposted that post by that squatty and said this: Meghan is such a big Scandal fan. I am sure she geeked out over this. I am sure she did too, because Meghan makes no qualms about the fact that she loved Olivia Pope. She loved that character so much, and she loves Scandal. So yeah, so I'm sure she loves Shonda as well. So I would geek out. I would. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this one up, and this is so cute. Meghan actually answered back. She answered back to Shonda. Look down at the bottom. It says, "I see you, Shonda. Come play anytime." Yes, Meghan answered Shonda back. And this particular squatty that posted it said, OMG, she responded to Shonda. My girl, can you imagine an episode of With Love Meghan with the queen of words herself? I would love that. I would love for Shonda to go on With Love Meghan. That would be so good. Oh my God. Maybe for season 3. I know season 2 is already in the can. Maybe season 3. That would be heavenly. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up, and this is another really, really cute story. And Oprah, it's about Oprah. Oprah was on Kelly Ripa's podcast, and she was talking about this incident that happened with Harry and Meghan and the mama duck. Y'all remember the mama duck from Easter? That I think that post got over 12 million views. But I digress. Yes, the mama duck. Well, Oprah said that Harry called her up about the mama duck, saying that they had a duck problem, saying that they just have a creek and the mama duck and the ducklings needed a pond, and could he bring the mama duck and the ducklings over to her pond? Oprah said, wait, she gathered the kids up because her Gail's grandchildren, and I think Gail's children, child, daughter, um, they had their children over there, so they wanted to watch the ducks be put in the pond. So Harry and Meghan scurried over to Oprah with the mama ducks and the ducklings. And they said, Oprah said, when Harry opened the car door to get out, the mama duck flew out of the flew out of the car, and said they spent like a half an hour trying to get the mama duck to come back where the little ducklings were. And it's such a cute, cute, cute story. And they finally got it, where the mama duck reunited with the ducklings. But it is the same mama duck that uh, Meghan is watching cross the road. Yes. Oh my goodness. Such a good, good, good story. And Oprah says she has it on video. I wonder will we ever get to see it. She should give it to Meghan and let Meghan post it on her Instagram page, because I bet that is delightful. And Harry, can you imagine Harry and Meghan running around trying to catch this mama duck? Oh, I would love it. I would absolutely love it. And they achieved it because the mama reunited with the little ducklings. I love it. And this particular squatty said, oh my God, this made my day. Harry and Meghan with ducks and ducklings. Yes, it made my day as well. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. This particular squatty said, article from People, Oprah tells Kelly Ripa the funniest thing. And yes, if you want to read the article, it's in People, and you can get a good understanding of what happened with Harry and Meghan and this mama duck and her ducklings. And I think they also probably have the clip that, of Oprah telling the story. So, yes, go over to People if you're curious and you want to hear it straight from Oprah. Go over there. And this particular squatty goes on to say, can you imagine Harry holding a box of baby ducks, mama duck running off, then Harry, Meghan is chasing mama duck to come back for her babies? Think Oprah, think Oprah needs to share the video. Yes, Oprah says she has the video, but I think Meghan should share the video on her Instagram. That's what I think. And this is why they're so mad at Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan have such an eventful life, and they're just happy, and they have really good friends who share things like this. This is memories. They're making memories. And they just so mad about that. And especially Peggy and Duplicate, they are just as mad as they can be, because they're just absolutely miserable. And Harry and Meghan is running around after a mama duck, post a video about the little mama duck and her ducklings, and get over 12 million views for it. When they attended Wimbledon this weekend, on their Instagram, Kensington Royal, They were posting so many videos, and the engagement was so low. It was so embarrassing. How can you have 16 million followers and get such low engagement as they do? Well, we all know how that happens. Yes. But stuff like this torture them because they are jealous, they're bitter, and they're envious. And I just love it for them. I do. I hate to say it, but I do. No, I don't hate to say it. I don't. I actually like it. I'm petty. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up, and it looks like the New York Post actually did a taste test of different celebrities' wines. Yes, they did. And when have they ever done anything like this? And they got real wine experts, and they took the labels off, and it was like a blind taste test. And I think they was hoping and praying and just these people create the news, they don't report the news. So this was their process of creating the news, that Meghan's wine was somehow second rate to, I think they had Bon Jovi's wine, Brad Pitt's wine, Cameron Diaz's wine, and on and on and on, and pitted it against Meghan's wine. And I think they were hoping against hope that one of them would come out ahead of Meghan's wine, so they could, say her wine was second rate, that it did not measure up. Well, it didn't turn out that way. It did not. In the blind test, Meghan's wine came up as number one, the most referred. And this particular squatty posted this and said, wine experts reveal which celebrity rosé from Meghan Markle, Cameron Diaz, John Bon Jovi, and Brad Pitt is the best. And of course, it was as ever. It was as ever. And they absolutely just raved over it. And I don't recommend this article. Don't go look it up. Don't give them any clicks because, from what I understand, they took a lot of hits at Meghan, petty hits, talking about she peaked when she was on Suits, just little petty snide hits at Meghan. But what they had to do was to admit that her wine was the best. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this one up. And this particular squatty posted the article. And as you can see, one of the snide remarks are down there below. But it says it was in a blind taste test, and Markle's as ever rosé beat out all the rest. And this particular squatty that posted says, well, look at that. As ever rosé beat out other celebrity rosé wines. Yes, she did. They were trying to create a story, but it kind of backfired on them. And I love it. I love it for them. All was left for them to do was to make some snide remarks and tell the truth. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up, and this particular squatty, it's a repost, and the original post said, well, 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 Her Royal Highness Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, Rosé outdid it. A blind taste test. Meghan Markle, as ever, Rosé beat out Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Cameron Diaz, Sarah Jessica Parker, and John and Jesse Bon Jovi. Harry and Meghan, y'all are doing great. Hashtag as ever. Hashtag Meghan Sussex. Hashtag Meghan Markle. Yes, Meghan is doing the damn thing. And the squatty that reposted this said, to the as ever girlies who racked up more than 3 bottles, smart. Don't be surprised if Duchess Meghan's rosé is served in bars and restaurants. All I can say is cha-ching, cha-ching. She is going to be a billionaire. And they are going to, you're going to hear the screams coming from across the pond. The minute that Forbes announced that Meghan has sold and as ever for $2 billion, woohoo, the screaming, the gnashing of teeth, the rolling around, the snatching of curtains out of these old windows. They're rolling around on the 400-year-old rugs. It is going to be delicious. I cannot wait. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up, and something strange kind of happened. It seems to be that somehow Charles's funeral plans got leaked or some way. And so his chief communications officer, was calling around threatening these rags and saying that they should not publish or talk about it. Somehow it got leaked. And this particular squatty is posting about that and says this. Well, first of all, she posted the emails, not emails, they're WhatsApps post. And these appeared in the Daily Beast. The Daily Beast got the scoop on it. And that is a little sus to me. That looks like, that it could have came from Kensington Palace. We all know that the girls are fighting, and this might be William getting his lick back from Charles having his people meet with Harry's people and not having William in the loop. So, because it seems a little sus to me. It does. And this particular squatty posted about it and said, Andre used a WhatsApp text message group with other journalists who covers the royal family for British newspapers and television networks, a group known as the Royal Rota, to trash the Telegraph story and say that there would be consequences for any outlet that uses the information. And then the squatty went on to say something has gone really wrong in the two palaces. They say Harry lied. These kind of threats don't happen, and they don't tell the media what to report or how to report it. The leak WhatsApp message begs to differ. Yes, he was on WhatsApp threatening them, telling them it will be consequences if they reported on this. What y'all think about that? I'm thinking the whole leak came from Kensington Palace. And this is William getting his lick back because we all know that he favors the Daily Beast. And they even got the WhatsApp's messages. The Daily Beast posted them. And I don't know what the dealie is, but evidently, I think this was a while back. Correct me in the comments, y'all. This was a while back when the Telegraph posted this and was talking about Charles's funeral, arrangements, what was going to happen and stuff like that, and it got leaked. And then now they're leaking the WhatsApp post that was talking about them leaking it and how they were going to suffer consequences if they talked about it, if they wrote about it. And like this squatty said, when Harry said that they did that and they could have shut the things down that they were writing about Meghan, that they could have protected Meghan, this right here is proof that they could have protected Meghan. They do have some control over those rags over there. We saw it when Invictus was going on, how they did the catch and kill and how they went radio silent the whole time Invictus was going on. You know, they didn't do that, by themselves. That was coordinated with the palace. It absolutely was. And so they can just pretend all they want to that they couldn't have protected Meghan. But this right here proves that they could have, that they can ring them up and tell them to kill it. To kill it. Because this is what this guy did. Well, he didn't ring them up, but he put it in a WhatsApp post that they need to kill that story. I believe it was leaked originally from Kensington Palace. And then this WhatsApp being leaked, I think that's a lick back from Kensington Palace. Yes, they're fighting. They're fighting. And they're exposing themselves. They're exposing themselves because they have lied and said they could not have protected Meghan. Harry said it all along. They could have, but they chose not to. And we all know why. Because they were the ones who was causing all of the trauma and all of the abuse. It was coming from them. Why would they stop something that they're doing? I'm just saying. All right, y'all. This is my last one, and it is so funny. It is so funny. Y'all are not gonna believe this. It seems that Maureen has gotten herself on Cameo. I kid you not. Cameo is the website where you can sign up and like people can pay money for you to record some kind of birthday greeting or anything like that, or answer a question, or receive a pep talk, and they charge so much money. And of course, the person who does it, the famous person who does it, gets a kickback from it. And I kid you not, Richard Maureen Eden has joined Cameo. Look what this squatter said. You guys laughing my effing arse off. They are losing so much money. Richard joined Cameo. Yes, he did. And here is his post announcing that he has joined Cameo. Who in their right mind would want Richard Eden, that weasel, that little metrosexual, in my opinion, who would want him to absolutely give some kind of greeting or some kind of answer a question or pep talk? Who would want that from Richard Eden? Who would want that from Maureen? I mean, can you imagine the desperation you have to sign up for Cameo and you are not even a star? I would love to know how much money he has made so far. And my bet is probably not much. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.